That's still dope. That was a dope flow.
What's good? We back at it again with another video. It's Zeke, and I am here with two special guests because I am clearly in a different place right now. I'm back home. My dad, rapping, singing.
Y'all can call me Pac, P-A-K.
And I've also talked of my sister as well, who is sitting right next to me on my right.
Hi, I'm Kez.
So we're gonna be reacting to this guy, Justice.
So yeah, he got some old school and some new school going on there.
Especially with the grill.
The grill and the suit, because that's a little bit of an old school thing that's kind of coming back. You know, everything's revolving, but the grill has the new school as well as even with the earrings. So you probably just got a mixture.
So that Korean up there, 국힙원탑. 국힙원탑 is Korean for basically #1 rapper in Korea.
He is. Okay.
Yes, he's a #1 rapper. He's like top skill.
Is that like charts? Like
charts
#1 on
and
Billboard? So they got a scale to measure and not like just your opinion who's #1.
It is opinion. America. It is based off of opinion too, but it's more like
people assume like Kendrick is #1 in America.
Yeah, like that.
And J. Cole, like who's your top 5?
Yeah, like that kind of. So yeah.
Either way, I like his flow. It was, you know, the mixture of it, going fast, going slow. And I thought that was a real clever line that he traveled to Australia, but street is home. I was like, okay, that was pretty fire. Yeah, I could tell the American, the influence of that flow. It sounds like he's taking it respectfully and using it, especially with the mention of the names of the different artists. So, you know, they were around as well. So yeah, that's cool.
Okay, I really like this one. I like his I love the use of the vocal tonality, like him whispering and then going back loud. Like, it brings the listeners' attention, and I really like that.
I like the delivery, the flow, you know, other than because of the, you know, I'm trying to read it as fast as it will allow, or, you know, I can't slow it down and really get the lyrical content, trying to follow it as much as possible. But the tonality, like she said, hitting the voices and then knowing that he's going into whispering, it draws you in, makes you want to listen to it a little bit more. Like, what is he really saying, you know, and get to it.
You can pay attention to his rhyme scheme, because usually like already with, you know, the language barrier, it's sometimes hard to tell like what the rhyme was when they go so quickly, or like I guess like kind of slurring the words, but he's very clear. So even though I don't speak the language, I can hear the rhyme scheme between the verses rather than it just being like the ending word rhyming. I can hear how he's doing it in between, which is really cool because like it's sometimes hard to see that if you don't understand the language. But like with the way and like his skill, it's like you can tell. Regardless of the language, you can
catch his pattern almost immediately, and it's like, oh, you can follow it. And that's he got some skills. He's definitely done his homework. He's
Shout to Great Boy. 보이는 게 다가 아니 호스모스를 한들 꽉 잡아보다고 말했는데 문제 스키너 빠이빠야 감사하지 아직도 막 할 수 있단 사실에 그고 막 할 때 상처 근데 요즘 나의 내상들의 출처는 다 외감 그냥 생각 안 하는 게 답이 세상 What we have 라 총어서도 밤배를 넌 잘 몰라 저도 안 봐도 안 생겨내고 싶은 로마로 중에 이제 남자는 없 목소리를 내면 남는 것은 전사 근데 장렬하지도 않아 그런 발에 프로스 묻던 텔레그램 자동 삭제 타이머는 30초지 위험하니까 I got 시크티 깽값은 내겐 평화의 깽값 결국 내 밥그릇을 결국 비우지 못하는 데서 나와 hey! 쓰레기 개새끼 But why does it feel so good When I heard those bad words
I like this one. So he's like talking about like wealth, like dealing with his problems with wealth and stuff like you know, like the exterior. Like, I like what he said about his problems aren't physical, they're mental. And it's from the exterior. So like him living through the world, like now, you know, his bowl. I like that, what he said about his bowl, you know, and it's really about like how much you're eating from it. And so kind of like that balance of taking too much versus taking enough. Like, he's probably getting a lot of love from like not letting it go to his head. Is that what he's talking about? I can only read so quickly.
So it's like I can't bob to it. I gotta read and try to figure it out.
Yeah, I'm like,
the first one was like grimy, street hood, that type of vibe. Then he broke it down to get a little bit sentimental and talk about some issues that he's feeling and dealing with.
It was like the real side of both things, rather than just like the glory of, you know, I've got the money and all the stuff like, hard. Like,
which is ironic, but kind of, he also a little bit, it reminds me of Eminem. There's like, he had that, here I am, you know, I'm coming off this ill rapper, but then there's some, you know, this side of some of the things that I'm dealing with, you know, sharing his insight or his heart, or the lyrics.
Worldly of dealing with everything else. I felt it was really nice.
It was. The lyrics and the music all match. Like it wasn't I only rap one way and that's all I can do, no matter how you change the lyrics, no matter how you change the music, the way it's composed, this is all I can do. It's like he an artist.
Right.
You know, he sounds like he's a polished artist.
Definitely.
He studied his craft.
나 때문에 들어보는 애들에게 들어보스 Next eye your mind I 처먹고 we taking over 또 사긴 Sydney.
When you rap in English it sounds like you're from America.
Yeah. You fucking losers 막 구석병신 ain't my fucking fans got me. Do it for the boom bap the trap I don't care they just this motherfucker just this motherfucker. 유로몬 오잖아 다 갈아오래고 마이로 두상 you fuck boys. 니는 트렌디한 게 아니야 그냥 이렇게 듣고 싶은데 우리한테 진이 찾은 것의 방법 불러줘 그 이미 그런 머릿속에 Think out 스카우트로 해 대가리 비밀 강배우라 잘 거는 법 그러니 지지려는 너는 지지분야 덤배 성경 구절보다 더 많은 벌스는 비고 정신은 치워져 피난 괴물들 19빌리언 실력으로 이겨 19빌리언 치고 What?
I like that line he said. He was like, I got it was cool what he said about as many verses as the Bible.
I seen
that
and
cool.
I was like
the verse, especially the verbitage, you know, Bible verses and then
him
rap
saying,
verse. I was like, that's nice. Taking the old
poetry.
Retired poetry and using it. Like, I think I'm most definitely gonna be listening to him after.
Yeah, it is. Especially, I know old school wise when hip hop was coming up, and there was a few artists, because you know, coming out of New York, and when they said something in either Korean or Chinese or Mandarin to that nature, it was like, oh, that's dope, you know, and not just a word or two. When they could say a full-on verse, it was like either they truly know it or they really learned it just so that they could do it. Either way, it was still, you know, it was still dope to do it, because that also drew in those other artists. And you know, just even that where he's at.
And music is a worldwide thing, so to be able to do it for the worldwide.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah. To where I know the influence is definitely American. That's the birth of it, where it came out of New York, and to see it spread so widely across the world, and then for the younger generation coming up to start like him and many of the other artists, but him starting in where he's at, and then now they're more attached to the world and not just, you know, to the center of what America thinks.
Rap Diablo, my twin drop flow, rest in peace, Malcolm. 어디든 장소나는 바쁜 말로 보지 적들의 말로 그게 나 깨와 주석방을 안고 봐 마른 멸치로 살아도 머리가 안 좋아려 다시 등사 다리 든다 바로 내가 fucking pioneer 괜히 비리 비치 말했어 이미 힘이 남은 것처럼 다시 이미 니인지 우리 피를 시끼리끼리 놀아나는 선보이니 받지 마도 끼리끼리 what?
That's still dope. Yeah, he made me want to learn Korean more. That was a dope flow.
It was wild.
Yeah,
I like this.
Yeah, he killed that one. I mean, it's been crescendoing from the beginning, from the first one that you played all the way up to now. It just keeps getting better. And it's like, I had to think about that too, hearing some of the lyrics that he's saying, throwing in the cuss words, you know, different things like that as far as expressing himself. And he don't look it. He don't look it at all. It's like that's some you know, definitely good controversy as far as that he's leading with, that I dress like this but I talk like this and these the lyrics like this. I'm looking like this, but but then when we go toe to toe on the lyrics, they be like, oh, what did I do? Which that again, to some degree, you know, reminds me a little bit of Eminem. Is the white boy sounding like this, talking like he talking. He ain't gangster, but then when you go backwards and forward with him lyrics, he got some skills.
Definitely.
I feel like his cocky attitude is like, it's like an aura, you know, so you can feel like the strong energy. Maybe not, because to me, I'm like, I see it that he looks like he would be a good rapper. So I don't know, but I feel like the aura is strong. Like the
he got a strong delivery.
He's
definitely confident.
Yeah, he's very confident. I like
that.
Hey, 나 지금 내 앞에 있는 널 웃기기가 싫어. 그만 듣고 싶어. 매일 죽고 싶다 하거나 죽여버리고 싶다고 하거나 난 떠나. 내 곡도레카 세리셀러가 자살률이 높단 거 죽을 일이 자살밖에 없다는 거지. 그러니까 평화롭다는 거지. 그러니까 내가 살아있는 거 정상이니까. I'm speeding better than 난이 나쁘서 래퍼스 한국 인정의 외로 내가 헤매는 근데 애들 왜 빼면 캔대우 나도 본데 배로 내가 여기서 뭘 외도야. I'm gone.
I wasn't wrong with that influence that I'm hearing. Shouted it out. But that makes sense. Like we was just talking about that a little bit. You go model somebody, but then at the same time,
he's still himself.
He's still himself, strongly
himself.
Yeah. And that was that influence, but you hear him. You know, you hear him doing it, but you can hear somewhat of that aura as far as what he's been listening to and following. And, you know, I even referencing this towards like maybe basketball. Michael Jordan was one of the best, but Kobe Bryant came out almost doing the same thing, looking the same way. And he's considered to some Jordan than him.
And
so
that's
it's
a
like,
compliment, being able to tell where someone's influence is coming from.
Yeah, definitely.
Because if you can't, then they're like, oh yeah, I was influenced off this person, and it's like I don't hear that at all.
Right? Like you sound like
I don't know what you picked up from.
It's interesting.
You only live once. You could be dead tomorrow. She back up. 인생 한 번 사랑 아니면 필요할 뿐 like I'm dying. Fuck boys can't relate. But she said you look like 17. What? No lie, not sure. 래퍼들이 이거 저스디스한테 맞고 생긴 훈장. 이제 돈만이 예술적도 됐듯이. 그게 나쁘단 적 없어. 나는 혁명가 라인 말하세요. 뒤션 네가 내 개념을 이해할 때이니. 아는 동안 이미 편견에 갇히거니야. yeah. 왜 걔는 새 인생 또 해내스기만이 낼 수 있네. 올려내 올해 앨범 두 개에 내가 뭘 했냐. damn. 눈좀 흐리는 이 생맹새 그들게 패벌치며 백백 스트레스. 희망할 수 있어도 깔아놓으면 anyway. 그럼 내가 다시 모르게 미켈란젤로 선진주가 네 취향이 아닌 도망자. 나 절대자 예술의 이 지정다 병신아. 아니라면 판구석가 병신아. 아니라면 날 지금아 병신아.
Why he's so angry? No, that's dope. I mean, I guess that goes that same type of, you know, controversy and that thinking. He dresses and looks this way. Lyrics is ill. His tone of voice is grimy, and then he has this lyrical set.
I mean, but there's like a thing, and when it comes to like the rap hip hop world about being like a pretty boy, that's always been a thing.
Yeah.
People like
if you don't look
I'm
rough,
trying to think. I don't know. They make fun of Drake all the time, and Drake isn't like, you know, like super attractive, but just the way he carries himself and like more polished. They make fun of it all the time. But,
because his voice is completely different. His speaking voice is completely different from his rapping voice. So they talk about that a lot. Yeah.
I mean,
he's got a much more polished like speaking voice versus his rapping tone is like.
Oh, when he's talking, I think when he's talking and having a conversation, but when he's on the mic, you may hear the ebonics or the slur or the like. Yeah, you know, he goes into full hip hop type mode.
But he sounds the same. It's just really the idea of like, oh, if you gotta be a rapper, you gotta be like, really, honestly, none of them are. Like the only ones who are usually like hood gangster rappers who probably usually never go mainstream either way. So it's like the mainstream's the one that you know. The rappers that they know of don't even carry themselves like that. So
sometimes it's the looks, but sometimes it's just that aura that you're talking about, that dangerousness or whatever. Like, I mean, Biggie, I wouldn't say he was probably... He said it in his own rap, black and ugly as ever. However, you know, he stayed Gucci down, and the attention that he did get from the ladies, you know, it didn't fit that mold. I think some artists just gotta have, you know, just be confident being who they are. And when they're on display like that and sharing their talents and their gifts, they're going to have a lot of attention from the female or the male, you know, female rappers, whatever. They're gonna get that.
Brilliant. 쟤는 회 스튜디오 크기가 저스디스 게임 스튜디오 영웅 파란 내 저스디스야 족가는 소리만 스윙 수영 오디션 안 보고 오디션으로만 가질 수 있는 걸 갖고 있는 이 삶이 뭐든까지 나만 고개 말해 내가 싫다 고난 닦일 거야 국힙 정신 반만 적어도 음악에서 보여줬지 이제 결과를 봤어 에미넴이랑 프렌즈 될 거야 monster 나 항상 본 모습 what 너 빨아남던 고 what 나 야비한 스키들은 전출 발집하면 난 내 조대로 입지 엄마 훨씬 비해 쭉 전출 발집 스윙스 형에게 감사해야지 사드려야 해 돈가 핸들 70주의자니까 딴 거 먹자 like this week Indigo we just go fuck the house fucking noise 상관없어 left side right side 수지 타서 맞으면 Indigo Indigo Indigo
Which is crazy. I mean, he referencing M and then he referenced Drake. That's the business side of an artist. It sounds like he knows the genre that he wants to, you know, be considered in, because they are some of the biggest artists lyrically. Eminem got this stamp, one of the dopest. And then lyrically, and then you have Drake, he has this artistry about him. He got some decent lyrics, he's good lyricist, but then he got this business side that he's just everywhere and just dominating the business. So it's like, yeah, I'm trying to get right in between there where you talk about me like you talk about him.
Right.
I want to be considered in the dopest lyricists, and I also want to be at the top. And yeah, he just knows that area that he wants to be in.
Exactly.
So he's targeting it.
Okay, Indigo. He's just going. He's on his way there. Nothing's stopping him.
Yeah, he sounds like he's a dope artist. It ain't, it's just I wonder what he gonna do next.
Money on my mind, boy. Shout out to Kid Millie. Cold Cruise on the beat.
Money on
Get
my mom.
야, 저스디스 춤이 나가면 우승이라며 불었다면 들어맞고 너를 가렸던 따봉북 네가 뭔데 가르치기라고 하면 하고 그래 신 뱉는 게 나란 놈의 미친 재수없잖아 The underground king 알고 싶었다 니만 몰랐던 이야기 그래 자유롭게 걸어댕기는 홍대의 동네 그래서 연예인의 우린 연예인들 마야 그래 대한민국 사는 나한테 서러봐준 내 속을 볼 때가 그래서 내 힙합 랩으로 패고 보는 게 검은색 오줌자는 시키를 보라 나 같은 너 구는 게 더 좋은데 이 문화의 몇 없대 그러니까 바라바라게 몇 없 Thanks Dingo.
What season of Show Me the Money was he on?
That season was 7, which was in 2018. Show Me the Money is the hip hop Korean hip hop TV show that basically gives underground artists or rappers specifically a chance to make a name for themselves.
It's like a rap competition basically.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay, like a reality, like how Puffy had that back in the day. The rap off and people rapping about it, made a band out, making a band.
Yeah.
This is the last video.
That ain't real.
3, 2, 1. That ain't real, that ain't real, that ain't real. 길이 네가 처먹은 거 전부 BS.
I ain't reacting to this.
I can give you everything you want. That ain't real, that ain't real, that ain't real.
I know he's singing. Yeah, that's him singing.
Oh, so he is trying to do some Drake a little bit.
대한민국 메롱게는 몰라 가격표를 안 보고서 뚝을 걷고는 근데 그 앞에서 네가 뚝을 꼈고 이게 뭐 대단한 거라서 지켜봐라 제껴 저스디스 마치 구멍이나 바지지 되어 장소 안 가리고 빨리 주머니도 구멍이나 안 가는 돈 나라 돈이 깔리지 물론 나는 진짜에게 가치는 걸 차이지 내가 신경 쓰고 그냥 줘도 저스디스하게 당겨내줄까 내가 평소했어 사과를 얼른 털마 죄송합니다 물은 소중하니 아껴 써도 눈물처럼 써봤대 방금조차 너가 원하는 거 But that ain't real
Oh, shout out to Kanye. I love that.
Genius, that ain't crazy. That ain't real. That's
That's nice. That's nice. The one thing I like about Dingo killing verses is that in the way that the videos are set up is the rappers have to spit back to back. They have to have these songs clearly memorized because it seems like just one take basically, and their songs right after each other. You have to remember the specific verse that you're going to do and all the words in that
Right, because
verse.
sometimes you only remember the verses you start from the top of the song, and then you're like, let me get to that verse, rather than, oh yeah, as soon as the beat drops this part of the song, I gotta do this verse.
Yeah, because it's only the verse of the song, and
but if you know your stuff, you know your stuff.
Yeah,
especially if you wrote it. I'm not gonna lie, I don't remember everything I write. Until it's finished, and then I say it a lot.
Then you should, yeah. Because I was going to say I've done 30-minute, an hour sets, and it's like once you know the song, you can start anywhere and stop and pull it together, and then you're talking about rehearsal. And he's already, I have. Stuff your brain does things it ain't supposed to do sometimes.
That's true,
but
true.
And that's the thing. You got to be able to get over that too, because I thought that would be an issue until I saw Tupac doing Dear Mama and forgot the whole verse, and his hype man or somebody else was saying the lyrics, and then he picked it up and kept going, and I'm like, oh, that's just a normal thing. And I know he's a fantastic artist. You're never gonna be perfect, but after seeing that, it was like, oh, I ain't gotta have that fear. Go up and do it, and if it happens, just keep going, because
nobody else.
Because it happens, and then some people don't even know that wasn't part of the act.
Yeah,
if you don't stop.
There's this one guy we reacted to named Raywan, whose lyrics do not make sense whatsoever. Like, Korean people have no idea what he's talking about. We had no idea what he's talking about. And it was hilarious because we talked about, like, yeah, you gotta, like, if you forget your lyrics sometimes, like, sometimes the audience isn't gonna know. For that dude, Raywan, it's literally like that. Because if he forgets his lyrics, nobody is going to know, because nobody know what he's talking about.
Nobody knew the beginning. That's what he just said, yeah.
That's it, I guess.
Right. So you either start over or whatever, but the show goes on. Keep doing what you need to do. But yeah, they already have rehearsed and performed. I know this ain't the first time he's performing songs.
Of course, yeah.
This was all, I'm just asking, this was all newly recorded, but the songs were from 2018.
They were all old songs, yeah. Songs that he's already done.
Yeah, so usually by that time, it's kind of ingrained in you.
Yeah.
But you still can miss them. I've heard Ice-T on stage, he doing songs back in the 80s, and he didn't know it, and he didn't remember the song, but they were playing it. It was requested, and he was like, they were like, well, if you didn't know the song, what did you do? He said, you find that one fan that knows every lyric, and you put the microphone to his mouth. And he did that. That dude rapped the whole song, and it made his whole highlight. So I'm like, oh, those are some of the secrets. Because sometimes, you got all these songs, you can't remember them all.
Yeah.
It just happens for some people. But no,
yeah.
He's a phenomenal artist.
Cool.
Has he, I mean, I know his, you over there and you're hearing how big he is. Has he broken more into American,
I mean, I've heard of him slightly. Like, I've seen his name a lot. I haven't gotten a chance to.
Okay, which is so cool is like, it still is amazing how America holds this, as far as artistry, still holds this badge or sense of arrival when you get broken here. But an artist outside of America can be
so
5-10 million diamond, and it's like they come over here and sell 2 million. It's like, yeah, we made
new
it.
artist.
Like,
yeah,
no,
it's because America is the largest music industry in the world. So that's
because it's the birth of all of it, which I get, but it's still so amazing.
But I mean,
that it's
if
still
you make it in your hometown, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can live good doing that. There's a lot of artists that did that here.
Definitely.
Hi, y'all. Thank you for watching 모든반응. Like and subscribe if you like the video.
Yeah. We'll see y'all next time on the end.
We'll see you next time.
Peace.